Hello friends, what is a 3D animator in this video? What do 3D animators do? What are their advantages and difficulties? We will be examining together. Let's get started. Every hero's journey starts with a first step, and it's usually a 3D animator who makes it happen. Whether you are creating the next Avengers or a new Animal Crossing, 3D animators need to turn photos into stories, using keyframes to create movement. A 3D animator manipulates digital characters, props and machines to move and interact digitally or live action according to the actions specified in a script, storyboard or previs, i.e. a pre-visualization. In other words, he animates. They bring characters, creatures and objects to life by reproducing frame by frame the movements, gestures and expressions of a rigged 3D model. These are then stitched together to create the actions seen in movies, TV, commercials and video games. As real-time technology continues to impact the job market, candidates traditionally associated with game development are now in high demand across many industries. An animator ensures that everything from how old a character is to the width of a ship moving through space is conveyed live to on-screen users. 3D animators can work as generalists or specialists on projects such as games, movies, commercials, television shows, concert holograms, virtual production, and architectural visualization. In fact, a 3D animator is a digital puppeteer, and a 3D animator brings characters to life through the computer. So, why are 3D animators needed? Without a 3D animator, most creative projects can't even get past the opening credits. Just as an animator can't animate a character without modeling and rigging it, a game programmer can't test a game without importing the character with at least some animation. As we move towards a world where many experiences will be built in the metaverse, these different roles will become more intertwined and animators will be needed more than ever. So where are 3D animators needed? In the games industry, 3D animators bring characters, vehicles, props, and more to life, using the designer's storyboard to help create the game's movements. They are responsible for adding personality, realism, and interactivity to the game, and often draw from a library of movements that can form the basis for the final result.
Here, at the end of things.
In film and TV programs, a 3D animator will help you bring your vision to the screen. In a movie or TV show, you'll often see 3D animators working with modelers, riggers, and storyboard artists to create the illusion that a pixelated 3D entity can move just like its real-world counterpart. From human-machine interfaces, such as in the automotive industry, to driving simulators that help manufacturers test airbag deployment speeds, animators can take months out of the design process and make driving safer for all of us. Even in the medical field, animators have a role to play. Every frame counts when trying to save lives in the medical field. Working with artists and medical professionals, 3D animators create real-time medical animations that realistically replicate everything from viruses to red blood cells. These animations help reduce public misinformation and can even train future surgeons on how a certain procedure should be performed. People often think that the only place animators work is in video games or animated movies, but the truth is that 3D animators work in a wide range of industries, from architecture to automotive, weather simulation to toy manufacturing. So what skills are needed to become a 3D animator? A great artistic eye, basic drawing or sculpting skills, understanding of 2D animation principles, basic understanding of geometry, basic understanding of physics, especially gravity, ability to work in a team, and detail-oriented. A good start to learn about animation are the 12 basic principles that have evolved over the decades of the industry's development. The ability to understand technical skills such as scripting, rigging, or motion capture will help any animator stand out from the crowd and make them work faster by being able to edit skeletons or code walking loops without outside help. Ability to use different software. While animators don't need to specialize in a particular software package, they should be familiar with the most common tools that can be used in a prospective studio's pipeline. For example, Tony Bowron, who specializes in this area, uses the following programs for his workflow: Unreal Engine for real-time animation, Maya for keyframe animation, Xsense for motion capture, Motion Builder for processing and editing motion capture data. He uses Marvelous Designer for fabric simulation. Apart from these, you should also take a look at the artistic talent aspect of the 3D animator. Many animators base their performances on their own acting, which can be a great skill to learn to animate characters that move as realistically as possible. Figure drawing and sketching is also a very useful skill for animators because it helps them understand anatomy. If we look at the career path for a 3D animator, entry-level animators will probably be given smaller, more extensive assignments and given extra time to get used to the pipelines a studio uses. They will probably be facilitated to move into full production and will have supervisors to make sure they are clear about what is expected of them and that they work well with the larger animation team. It is at this point that an animator will start to specialize. For example, you could be a character animator, but this will involve dealing with a lot of notes, opinions, and revisions. Alternatively, you could be a technical animator, so focus on creating rigging and setups for animation. Intermediate animators are expected to be mostly self-sufficient. They use their tools very well and can coordinate with other departments. They efficiently respond to and incorporate feedback from reviews and consistently deliver top-notch animation. Advanced or very senior animators will likely have specialized skill sets. Some may have more technical skills or deep knowledge of metahumans or in-camera VFX. Others may specialize in delivering great acting performances. Senior animators will be seen as leaders and mentors on the animation team. They often take ownership of the animation part of a mission or initiative. So, how do you succeed as a 3D animator? Expectations for a custom portfolio demo can vary greatly in animation, but a common requirement is that their work demonstrates the ability to use posing and timing to create an interesting and believable performance. You should also consider where you are applying and what kind of work that studio does. Ultimately, you need to make sure that the people reviewing your demos are confident that you have the skills to join their team and start contributing right away. So, if you're applying to game studios, but your demo is made entirely of fine acting shots, you should probably add some motion loops or physical actions. 3D animators should be especially resilient to challenges. It's important to remember that animation is a very competitive and labor-intensive industry. Another thing to consider about this career is that it is not the most stable sector. Layoffs are common and sometimes long working hours are required. It seems that the culture of long working weeks is less popular with companies these days, but it is still seen as hard work that requires a lifelong commitment. As with all professional artists, it is critical to be able to take criticism and to be able to articulate a director's vision. Even the most talented animator who can't take criticism or work well with a director can risk being unemployed for a long time. Animation is a very labor-intensive process. A few seconds of animation can take weeks and multiple revisions to be approved. This means that 3D animators can spend hours working on the trajectory of an object or the shape of a character's animation curves. Patience is the key to avoid frustration during this long process. Remember, no one gets good at animation quickly. Share your work often and make sure you find people and resources to learn from, and be prepared to focus on improving in this industry for many years to come. Which software and tools do 3D animators use? The software used for 3D animation is extremely advanced. The more platforms you are trained on, the more valuable you are to an employer. 3D animators are expected to have knowledge of software such as Maya, 3D Studio Max, After Effects, Motion Builder, Mudbox, Premiere Pro, Cinema 4D, Lightwave, and real-time engines such as Unreal Engine and Unity. Finally, what should be your school choice in your journey to become a 3D animator, and where should you start? If you want to start on your way to becoming a 3D animator, you can consider schools with international standards such as SCAD, SVA, or Gnomon. Of course, these can cost you a lot of money, or if you are open to learning on your own, you can start with free real-time character animation resources. It can be a great option to start learning the basics you will need to be successful. We have come to the end of another video. Stay safe and see you in the next video.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me stack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me, come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip, put your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.